All right, hello. We're going to finish up number 35. The last answer for 34 was -1 and 4. So let's take a look at 35. Again, we're solving the system. They're both equal to y, so I can set them equal to each other. X plus 6 equals -2x plus 3. I'm going to add 2x to both sides to get 3x over here. I'm going to subtract 6 to get -3 there. Therefore, x equals -1. Plug it into any one. This one's going to be the easiest here. So -1 plus 6 is +5. So y equals 5. All right. 36. We just did one of these warm-ups today. The sum of two numbers is 85. That's x plus y equals 85. And their difference, x minus y, is 5. Okay. This is a system of equations. If I add the two together, I get 2x equals 90. Therefore, x equals 45. All right. Plug it back into, it doesn't matter which one. We can do the top one. 45 plus y equals 85. Subtract 45. And I get y equals 40. So those are my two numbers, 40 and 45. And if I add them up, 40 plus 45, or 45 plus 40 is 85, and 45 minus 40 is 5. So it satisfies both. It says solve the system using elimination for 37. The rest of 37 is at the very top here. X plus 2y equals -1. I'm going to write that under here. X plus 2y equals -1. All right. Let's see here. To me, looks like my y's have the same coefficient. So we know that when they're the same sign, they subtract, but these are different signs. So I'm going to add these two together. 2x plus x is 3x. -x plus -1 is -9. Therefore, x equals -3. I'm going to plug that into the bottom one. -3 plus 2y equals -1. If I add 3, I get 2y equals 2. Therefore, y equals 1. So my answer, -3, 1. All right. I'm sorry, I kind of squished it in there. We'll run out of room. 38. 38. Story problem. Ice skating arena charges. A lot of questions on this today in class. Ice skating arena charges an admission fee for each child plus a rental fee for ice skates. John paid admission fees for his 6 nephews and rented 5 pairs of skates. So I'm going to call the admission fee A and the rental fee B. So John had 6 nephews, so he paid 6A, plus he rented 5 pairs of skates, and he paid a total of $32. And then Juanita had 7 admission fees and 5 rental skates, and she paid $35.25. All right. Again, the B values are the same. They're the same sign, so I'm going to subtract the two. And I'm going to get -A equals -325. R2 just went off, so I got a text. If you could hear that. So if -A equals -325, then the admission is 325. Makes sense, right? I have to figure out what the rentals cost. So I'm going to use the top equation just because it looks easier to me. The one number is smaller, so I'm going to use that. And so that becomes 6 times $3.25 plus $5, or I'm sorry, 5 kids renting ice skates equals $32. 6 times, I'm going to use my calculator, 6 times 325 is $19.50 plus 5b equals 32. I'm going to subtract 32 minus 1950, and that gives me 1250. So when I subtract 1950, I get 5b equals $12.50. I'm going to divide both sides by 5, and that gives me a value of $2.50. So it's $3.25 to get into the ice skating rink, and it's $2.50 to rent skates. All right. 40. Graph the inequality. Back to the graph paper. 39 is y is less than 4x minus 5. So I'm going to graph 4x minus 5. So I start with my t, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5 is my y-intercept. The slope is positive 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So there is my line. And it says y is less than, so if I look at my y-intercept, I want values less than that. That's below my line. So I shade, and don't forget, this was strictly less than, so I should have had a dashed line. Okay, not a solid line. That'll be a big clue to problems on a multiple choice test, is if it's dashed or if it's solid. Solid if it's greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Dash if it's just less than or greater than. So that'll be a big hint to eliminating answers. All right. 40, same kind of thing. The problem is 8x plus 8y is greater than or equal to 12. I'm going to graph this. A couple ways you can do it. You can solve this equation for y. We can use the x and y intercepts, which I'm going to do. And when you use x and y intercepts for these inequalities, you've got to be really careful about the sign of the y value. Okay, if it's positive, which this one is, which is a good thing, I'm not going to have to flip this sign, because if I were to solve for y, I'd subtract 8x from both sides. Then I have to divide by a negative 8 if this was minus 8, and that would flip my inequality. But since it's plus 8, I would divide by positive 8, which is what I'll do, and it won't have to flip the sign. So this will stay greater than. So I'm going to use the x and y intercepts. The x-intercept is 12 over 8. Which if I divide both by 4, I get 3/2. So the x-intercept is 1.5, and the y-intercept is also 1.5. So that's my line. Okay, that is an awful, awful straight line. And it should be solid because it's greater than and equal to. Okay, so I have the bar under it, so I make a straight line. And greater than values are above the line, so I would shade above. And there is my number 40. Says solve the system of linear inequalities by graphing. So I'll graph these two. Again, looking at the whether they're dashed or solid should help you solve some of these problems. So I have y is less than x plus 4. So x plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, is y-intercept of 4, slope of 1, and it's a solid line. Okay, and then 2x plus y is less than 4. I'm going to subtract 2x from that one. So subtracting 2x gives me, I'll put it over here, y is less than or equal to negative 2x minus 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 2x is this way. All right, and remember in class what we did is we divided this into 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? And so we look at our two equations. So we got the 1 here, and I'll write the other one right underneath it. Y is less than 4x, less than or equal to x plus 4. There, I got the right one now. Okay? So they're both less than. So my first one, which was x plus 4, is this guy right here. It's less than, so that's below this line. That's quadrants 4 and 3. Okay? And then the other one, the negative line, is also less than, which is quadrants 1 and 4. They have 4 in common, so I shade this guy. All right? That's how we handle those. 40... Looks like we're on 42. Find a solution to the systems of linear inequalities. On a multiple choice test, you just have to plug in x and y into here, and if they're true for both equations, that's your answer. But I will graph these as quick as I can. Alright, so they're both in slope-intercept form, so I'm on 42 right now. I'm going to graph it. So I'm going to graph 3x plus 12. Let's see, I'm going to count by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm going to count by 2. So there's my 2, or my 12. And that's a slope of 3, so down 3. That's 2, 3 over 1. So that's my line there. Okay. And then 5x plus 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 2, 4, 6, 7. And a slope of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back 1. Ouch. Let's go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forward 1. Alright. So we're here. and you can see that this cross is way off the grid. All right, so let me slide down here. So I have to find a solution. It needs to be less than the 3x plus 12, so that's down here, and greater than the 5x plus 7, which is above this line. So less than, and I'm having a hard time seeing this, so less than and above is this area right here, which is nice, so we'll pick one of these guys. One possible solution could be negative 1, negative 2, 0 might be a possible solution. I can check to see if that's true. Alright, so if I plug in negative 2 here, I get negative 6 plus 12 is 6, and then my y value is 0 is less than 6. That's true, so that checks out. Let me try it for here too. Negative 2 is negative 10, plus 7 is negative 3, and 0 is bigger, right? 0 is bigger than or equal to negative 3, so that's true for that one too. So this is a solution to the equation. All right. Again, multiple choice, you're just taking the 4 answer choices, plugging them in to the equations, and if it makes them both true, then that's the answer. All right, let's take a look at 43. Got a couple more minutes to see if I can finish this up. All right, I'm going to simplify first. So I can move the x to the negative first and the y to the negative first to the denominator. Then I'm going to evaluate. Okay. And I just got to plug those numbers in. So negative 2 and 2. So 7 over negative 2 times 2 is 7 over negative 4, or negative 7/4. So that is my answer to that one. 9 times 10 to the negative first. Again, I'm basically dividing by 10 here. We want to write as a decimal, so I just have to move this back one spot. All right, so this becomes 0.9 times, or 0.9 is what this answer is. All right. It's a calculator problem if you're unsure about what direction to move. Remember, negative exponents are going to make your number smaller, so I have to move the decimal backwards. All right. Simplify the expression, so nothing to, we just have to move stuff around. Like bases at exponents, multiply the coefficient. 7 times 6 is 42, and x to the negative 8 times x to the third is x to the negative 5th. I can't have a negative, so I have to move it down to the denominator, and that's my answer. Biggest mistake kids will make is they'll move the 42 with the x to the negative 5th. Can't do that. Here's a product to power rule. 2 to the 4th is 16. H to the 6th to the 4th is a power to power, so I multiply 16h to the 24th. This is a like basis subtract exponents, which is y to the negative 5th, and then move it down 1 over y to the 5th. This is a quotient to power rule. That's a j. So 1 squared is 1, 5 squared is 25, j squared is j squared. There's the answer to 48. 2 minutes. See if I can finish this up. Evaluate the function for the given rule. So 3 to the negative 5th power is 1 over 3 to the 5th, which I believe is 1 over 32. Quick check. 3 to the 5th. 3 to the 5th is, oh, 3 to the 5th. Sorry, 2 to the 5th is, yeah, my bad. That was way off. 3 to the 5th is 243. There we go. Sorry about that. Scribble, 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 scribble. That's no good. All right, 50. Suppose the population of 150 crickets doubles in size every 4 months. So I have an initial value of 150. It doubles every 4 months. How many crickets will it be after 4 years? Well, how many 4-month cycles are there in a year? There are 3 4-month cycles, so 3 of these happen every year. For 4 years, that's to the 12th power. So you can just type that into your calculator, 150 times 2 to the 12th, and that is 614,400. All right. Which function is greater for the given value? 7 to the x, or y equals 7 to the x, or 7 to the x to the 7th. So I'm going to go 7 squared is 49, or 2 to the 7th is 128. So that one, 2 to the 7th is bigger. So this guy's 243 to 128. So we get that. That is our answer. I believe that was the last one. It was, because I just ran out of time. Hope this helps. I'll see you guys next time.